What's the difference between a cappuccino and a latte? This is a very common question in the coffee community. Home baristas, beginner baristas, and coffee lovers can't tell the difference between these two coffee drinks. And here's the reason why. Because many coffee shops nowadays serve a latte and a cappuccino in the same cup, which makes it quite challenging to just look at these two coffee drinks and know which one is the latte and which one is the cappuccino. But let's play a very simple game. Take a quick look on these two coffee drinks. One of them is a latte and one is a cappuccino. Can you tell which one is which? Are you not sure? Take a much closer look. Maybe you can notice something. If you can't tell the difference between these two coffee drinks, you are not alone. Very many home baristas, beginner baristas, and coffee lovers can't tell the difference between these two coffee drinks. Even me myself, with the experience, I've encountered this challenge firsthand in coffee shops that I've worked for, where they make a cappuccino and a latte in the same cup, or when I go with friends to a coffee shop and try ordering for a milk-based coffees, but they serve these coffee drinks looking exactly the same. The only way that I can know which of this coffee drink is a latte and which is a cappuccino is first to use a spoon to scoop up the foam. If there is foam, then this means this is the cappuccino. If there is no foam on the coffee drink, this is a latte, or you can drink it because a latte has more milk. But I am someone who believes a cappuccino should be different from a latte, and this is why I would like to share with you 10 key differences between a latte and a cappuccino. This video is going to answer all your questions that you might be having about a cappuccino and a latte, starting with the right size of cup, the espresso and the milk ratio, which one of this coffee drink is stronger, which one has more milk, which one of these coffee drinks is sweet, which one is more popular than the other, which one has more foam, which one is healthier, and lastly, can you make this coffee drink at home as a beginner barista with no experience? I'm going to be answering all these questions so that by the end of this video, you'll have more coffee knowledge than 80% of coffee lovers. So let's dive in with our first key difference, and this is going to be the sizes of the cup. I would recommend for your cappuccino to be made in a 6 or 8 ounce cup, and for the latte to be made in a 10 ounce cup. This simple difference in the cup sizes is what is going to make it easy for your customers to know which one is a latte and which one is a cappuccino. The second key difference is going to be the ratio of espresso with milk. For a cappuccino, it has 3 equal parts. One part is espresso, one part is skimmed milk, and one part is foam. This is what makes the cappuccino to be thick and foamy, whereas for the latte, it's 1 part espresso, 2 parts steamed milk with just a little bit of foam on top, giving a latte a creamy and a smooth texture. Third key difference between a latte and a cappuccino that many people ask is which of these two coffees are strong. Basically, both these coffees have the same amount of espresso, so you can use a single shot or a double shot for both the latte and the cappuccino. But the trick is the amount of milk that mixes in the shot of espresso. A cappuccino is 3 equal parts, 1 part espresso, 1 part steamed milk, and 1 part foam. So you're only having 1 part of the milk mixing into the shot of espresso. Whereas on the other hand, for the latte, we are having 1 part shot of espresso, 2 parts milk. So all this steamed milk is mixing in the shot of espresso. And this is what makes most people feel like the cappuccino is stronger than the latte. And the fourth key difference between a latte and a cappuccino is which of this coffee drink has more milk. This is just simple. Since we adjusted the size of our cups, latte obviously has more milk because it's a big cup and also 2 parts of milk, Whereas on the other hand, cappuccino is only having 1 part of milk and 1 part espresso, 1 part foam. So a latte is going to be with more milk and a cappuccino is going to have less milk. And now, if you're someone like me, or you're a barista who wants to make latte art on your cup of coffee, or you're just a coffee lover who likes taking pictures of your cup of coffee, which of these 2 coffees you should order so that you can have a good latte art on it, like the Tulip, Rosetta, or Swan? For you to make a good latte art, you should have a silky smooth texture with not too much foam. If you have too much foam on your milk, latte art is going to be a challenge. And this is why it's very hard for you to make good latte art on your cappuccino. Most times it's recommended to only pour a heart for the cappuccino, whereas for the latte, since it has less foam and it's giving that smooth silky texture, it's very easy for you to make any good latte art on top of it. You can make the Tulip, Rosettas and the Swan and even more other advanced latte arts on the latte. Next is, which of this coffee drink is popular? A cappuccino originates from Italy and it's considered as a breakfast coffee. Most people consider a cappuccino as a breakfast coffee. Whereas on the other hand, the latte, most of the flavored coffees come out of the latte. The Spanish latte, vanilla latte, or mocha latte, they all come from the latte. You're only adding the flavor in the latte to make other coffee drinks. And this is what makes the latte to become more popular than the cappuccino. And for the people that love counting calories or asking which of these 2 coffee drinks is healthier, the easiest way I would explain to you which of these 2 coffee drinks is healthier is by how much calories each of these coffee drinks has. And this is going to be determined with how much milk that you use for the cup of coffee. So a latte, since it has more milk, it's going to have more calories than the cappuccino. So this is as easy as it can be. More milk, more calories. Cappuccino, less milk, less calories. Let's talk about how you can make these 2 coffee drinks at home using an espresso machine step by step. To start, we're going to start by grinding our coffee. I'm using 20 grams of coffee. Then I'm going to be distributing it and tamping it. This helps in creating that compact bed for an easy extraction of your coffee. Insert the pot filter into the group head. We have our 8-ounce cup and the 10-ounce cup. Put it below the spalp, start your extraction. I am using a single shot of espresso for the latte and the cappuccino. The next step is the most important one. I'm going to be showing you how you can steam milk for the latte and for the cappuccino. Add in milk just below the spalp. You just add in less amount of air. Then you lift up your jug to create the vortex. This means you're texturing your milk to have that good texture for latte art. At your ideal temperature, you stop the steam, clean it. Then now, this is the ideal texture that you need for your latte. As you can see, it's very silky. And now I can pour my basic latte art. So this is my Tulip latte art. Next, we're going to be steaming our milk for the cappuccino. For the cappuccino, since I'm using a smaller cup, 6 ounce, I'm going to be using a smaller milk jug. So when I'm steaming my milk for the cappuccino, I'll add in more air than the latte. That sound you're hearing, that means I'm adding in air into my milk. This is what is going to make our cappuccino to have more foam than the latte. After having enough foam, then we start texturing our milk. You texture it until your ideal temperature, then stop. Aye. As a barista, you will mess up your station at any time, so this is just normal. You can see the texture of this milk. It's very foamy and thick. So we're going to be mixing it to make our cappuccino. And there we have it. Because of the thickness of this milk, this is what creates the much foam on the cappuccino, but it also becomes challenging for you to make a good latte art for a cappuccino. And some people who doubt that the cappuccino has no foam, here's a good example. This is all foam that I've scooped from the cappuccino. So I can even just eat this foam. Whereas for the latte, it's having very less foam. This is a key difference that you can see between a latte and a cappuccino when it comes to the foam. Difference number 10, and this is the final. Which one of these two coffees is sweet? None of them is served sweet. Only the sweetness you will get will come from the natural milk. So latte, since it has more milk, it's going to give you those natural sugars in the milk. But you can add sugar in the latte or the cappuccino, or you can add flavors to make your coffee drink sweet. With the knowledge I have shared in this video, take a quick look on these two coffee drinks and tell me which one you think is a latte and which one is a cappuccino. I'm sure you got it right, because now you have good coffee knowledge about the difference between a latte and a cappuccino. But I have a question for you. Do you know that there are 3 different ways of making a cappuccino? If you want to know more, watch this video next for a full detailed video explaining to you the differences between a cappuccino.